Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so before we get it started, make sure you guys show some love to John Guillory with the off-rip ducats. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat from a man, John Guillory, funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Oh, man, I didn't even have the... I was muted. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in here already, man. I appreciate y'all. So y'all already know probably what I said before I played that. So let me just go ahead and play the other one.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
All right, shout out to John. See, man, John threw me off with the off-rip ducats, man. Definitely appreciate it. John says, just came on to support. We'll catch the replay. Got to hit bed for a few Z's. I'm not mad at it, bro. Salute to Rob in the chat. B1, as always, embrace villainy. Facts. That's the reason why I decided to just go on and bust this out, because I've been pushing this back for so long. I'm like, yo, I've been pushing this stream back for way too long. It's going to mess around and end up being like 9 hours. I can't get to sleep anyway. Your boy got a lot of stuff to do. I got, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff on my mind. And you know how that be. Sometimes you just can't, like, get to sleep and get settled. And I was like, I got all this stuff together. May as well just go ahead and bust it out while I'm up. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you all enjoy this stream. I'm glad y'all did. I'm glad that, like, y'all didn't tell me that, you know what I'm saying, that I was muted. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, nobody put the thumbs up. Nobody said nothing, you know what I'm saying? So now I see why. Let me shout out everybody that's in here. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show her some love for being a like enforcer. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to John. Shout out to Familiar Liar. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with it, bro? We got Jerry Bedford in the building. All right. Shout out to everybody. Definitely appreciate it. All right. So we're going to take a look at what's been going on with some of these folks over here. You know what I'm saying? Some interesting things. This is a sad story. This woman right here is a mother who's sharing grief about her daughter, who unfortunately was deleted in a murder-suicide.
Fox 13 News at 9 starts now.
My mommy wouldn't get up. And when you hear your grandbaby say that, it's like the hardest thing in the world.
A 3-year-old is the only witness to a shooting that killed 4 people. Tonight, that child's mother is dead, her father dead, along with 2 of her mother's closest friends. Now, for the first time, we're hearing from the grandmother of that 3-year-old. They're all victims of what police think may have been a murder-suicide in Marshall County over the weekend. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas. That mother spoke exclusively with Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson. He joins us live tonight. Daniel, so what did she tell you?
I'll tell you, this was a hard one. One of the victims was her biological daughter. Another one of the victims was just like a daughter to her. She had lived with her since she had been in the 10th grade. Another one of the victims, those two girls' best friend. And I'll tell you, as I said, this was a rough interview here. Another one of their victims, as I said, was a best friend. The only survivor of this was a 3-year-old girl.
Now let me ask you guys this question. What would cause somebody to do something like this? What would cause somebody to do something like this?
She seen everything. She was in the car, and she says her mommy is dead. And she says Sade is dead and Vic is dead. She said all the time.
How does a 3-year-old process seeing her mother and her mother's two close friends gunned down right in front of her?
It's that 3-year-old, that poor child that had to witness this, that poor child is probably never, she's only 3 years old, never going to be able to live a normal life or be able to have a normal life function as a result of being a witness to something just completely insane, wild, and unnecessary like this. You know what I'm saying? No, like, no parent should have to bury their child ever. No grandparent should ever have to bury their child and their grandchildren. That's just I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. You know what I'm saying?
How does a 3-year-old process seeing her mother and her mother's two close friends gunned down right in front of her? The child's father, allegedly the shooter.
The officer did tell me that whoever was in the back.
Who like, anytime I hear these kind of stories, the familicide, you know what I'm saying? I can never rationalize what went through somebody's head that somehow you would rationalize taking your entire family out. Like, that is just, I don't understand how that could possibly be rationalized. I don't understand how that could ever be seen as any type of solution or any type of way out for any type of problem. I don't, it doesn't compute for me. Let me know what y'all think.
Shield her under the seat.
Investigators in Marshall County believe 27-year-old Nathan Stewart fired the fatal shots. Deputies say that 3-year-old witnessed the murder of her mother, 23-year-old Siobhan Murray, 23-year-old Sade Trevino, and 23-year-old Victoria Pugh. Rita Finney, Siobhan's mother and the grandmother of the 3-year-old, says investigators believe Victoria Pugh is the one who killed her granddaughter.
And that was the only reason she probably lived.
Finney says her daughter and the other two women in the car live in Memphis, but Stewart, the alleged shooter, and his family live in Holly Springs.
So his mom was keeping the
Yes.
babysitting.
She was babysitting, yes.
But she says when her daughter and her daughter's two friends went to pick up her granddaughter, the child's mother and Stewart got into an argument.
I know the altercation started over the baby. It's probably you're not taking the baby. And I know it went left.
Finney says previous claims her daughter and the alleged shooter were engaged are incorrect.
In her heart, she just wanted Nalia to still know the other side of her family as well. And sometimes things just don't go well when you have a good heart and you try it.
See, like, a lot of times these custody disputes or these custody exchanges, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should never escalate to this point. They should never escalate to this point.
At this point in the interview, I asked the mother what, if anything, she thought could be learned from all of this. She says, first, to young women who share custody of their children,
make a meeting place at the
gotta
police
agree,
department.
Bro. Like, anytime I hear these kind of stories, I'm always thrown back because, like, I just can't rationalize it, man. I can't rationalize it. I can't understand what would get you in that mind state where you would be like, if you really love your family like that. I don't understand what could get you in that mind state to where you would do anything that would put you at risk to stop you from being able to see your family even further. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Yeah. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Facts. I literally can't wrap my mind around this, bro. Anytime we talk about this kind of stuff, I never can. I never can.
Through a third party. Just be a little bit more careful. Don't argue with them. You don't know what people is capable of.
She has this message to parents.
Do something for your child if they're in a bad situation, abusive, verbally. Just do something. I don't care if you have to get up, move with them. You won't be in my shoes. I promise you.
Back out here live tonight, you may recall we interviewed another one of the mothers of one of the victims just a few days ago. That victim was Sade, and you will recall that also was a pretty rough interview. Well, this mother says that she wants to...
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, if it's already a hostile situation, change the meeting place to a police department or any place with a lot of cameras. Yeah, facts. Facts. Absolutely. Try to get as much it's difficult, but try to get as much court intervention as you can. Try to get a mediator, try to get an arbitrator, try to get like a court-ordered communication device so that all your communications between your partner, whether, you know, it's your ex-husband, you know, ex-wife, baby mom, baby dad, get it where there's a record of everything. Like, you got to do as much as you can to protect yourself, to protect your family, to protect everybody involved in the situation. Like this, I just like I said, this anytime I hear any story like this, it's just wild to me. I could never rationalize this as a solution to improving a situation with my family. Like, just I don't understand how anybody could come to that conclusion.
Talk to that mother. She says she just hasn't had the strength to do it just yet. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, one of the other victims, she said was like a daughter to her. She says she know that victim's mother died a while back, but she sure would like to speak with that family and give them their condolences. So just a sad story this is.
Daniel, as a parent, there are really no words. I know that the situation is just so tragic, no matter how you really look at it. But you also learned the alleged shooter some years back was convicted of a crime against the mother that you just spoke with.
So see, there's toxicity in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just see, like if there's a situation like that, if you ask me, like, there should be some type of automatic supervised custody exchange automatically. Like, it should just be automatic court ordered supervised custody exchange. And when I say supervised custody exchange, just make sure that there's a law enforcement officer there that can make sure that the exchange of the children occurs according to how it's depicted in the child support order to cut down on any type of situation like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, I had to use the courthouse lobby. It was 24 hours, manned with sheriffs. We had to go through metal detectors. Yeah, see, if they had something like this put in place, it probably would have decreased the likelihood of something like this happening. You know what I'm saying? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, if y'all haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment and smash the like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys hit that Discord link by hitting the link that's pinned in the chat.
Yes, in fact, we uncovered the documents, and the mother, when I spoke with her today, she said that the alleged shooter attacked her back in 2021. In fact, take a look. She showed us the scars she says that she still has from that attack. We're taking a look back at the alleged shooter's past criminal record. I'm working on that part of the story for Fox 13 News at 10. Darcy.
All right, so there's that. Very sad story. You know what I'm saying? Very sad story. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this woman who was, quote unquote, accidentally deleted. All right. This woman was accidentally deleted by Social Security Administration. All right. So I'm sure like the Social Security Administration made some kind of ridiculous error or did some type of just weird stuff with the Social Security, and this individual end up having some type of issues, either getting a payout or not getting a payout, and that's probably how it got found out. which is, you know, it's ridiculous. People should have to deal with that.
After 35 years on this earth, Memphian Kinshay Watkins died suddenly and unexpectedly, in fact, in January. At least, of course, this is all on paper. Watkins says that at this point, she is frustrated as she continues to search for answers.
You can see
how does that happen? How does that occur? Like what happened there? Shout out to Jay. What's good with it, bro? Like, how did that happen?
in the video, she's very much alive, and she spoke with Fox 13's Kate Beery, who investigates this mistake that caused so much pain and anguish.
Because I'm labeled deceased, I'm not who they say I am.
Kinshay Watkins died on January 10th. The Whitehaven woman walks, talks, breathes, and eats, but legally, Kenshariel Watkins has not existed for 6 months.
Apparently nobody knows how to fix it.
It all started when she applied for Social Security benefits. Watkins had been hospitalized for seizures that made it difficult for her to work and drive. Her benefits were denied. In February 2024, she visited the Social Security office on Austin P to appeal her claim in person.
She was like, well, Ms. Watkins, we listed you as deceased January 10th, 2024. I said, I'm sorry, excuse me, you listed me as what? And she was like, deceased. I said, from what? From
How did this happen? Somebody let me know how this happened. Who's working at the Social Security office?
Who told you that?
Watkins learned someone at the Social Security office on 3rd Street mistakenly marked her as dead.
It's one of the most frustrating, most disheartening, most complicated, but so.
Hey, but why is the news trolling with the music though? Why is the news trolling with the sad music?
Uncomplicated because a simple error has caused so much chaos.
Newly married to the love of her life, she might as well have vanished in thin air.
Not literally, but tangibly, you've lost your wife and you're a widow.
Letter after letter piled up on their kitchen counter addressed to Kinshay Watkins' estate.
I wonder, was any life insurance money collected off of this? If y'all think that any life insurance money was collected off of this, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't think any life insurance money was collected off of this, then give me a thumbs down. What y'all think went on what y'all think went on with this?
They were informed that I passed away.
Her debt collectors sought payment. Her bank canceled her cards. Her tax return would not process.
For their records, I don't even have a...
Shout out to P. Morton. P. Morton said they obviously got the voter rolls and Social Security mixed up. Yeah. Shout out to John. You know we got to hit the news, bro. You know we got to hit the news. The news is the best content. The news is the best content. You know what I'm saying? We got to see what the folks over there doing. We got to be nosy. You know what I'm saying? Like Pearl from 227. Brooklyn Queen said, I know that chick said it with a straight face, looking dead at her. How are any of these people doing any of this with a straight face is beyond me. You know what I'm saying? This is beyond me.
The tax return on file because the social it's attached to is labeled as deceased.
She can't drive. She can't vote. She can't work.
Nobody can pay me. They can't deduct taxes. And it's illegal to pay me under the table or we're both going to jail.
Living with her diagnosis of epilepsy, Watkins can't even find health insurance.
They can't find my social, so they can't add me.
So I don't understand why they can't fix this error. Why can't the same way somebody went in and it hit the box, why can't they just go in and unclick it? Like this to me, like this is just weird. And hey, now check this out, right? This is crazy. So let me ask y'all this. If they can't do anything about this, right? And she just has to stay quote unquote deceased, is she allowed to cash in on a life insurance policy? Right. Shout out to John. John said they had her disappearing in the video, had me dead. Bro, why they have it all dramatic like that? Yeah, that's actually a good question. Shout out to Jay. Jay says, so if she robs a bank, can they put her on trial? They'll find her alive then. Right. So check this out. What if she got life in jail? Is she even going to walk into jail? Because how do you get life in jail if you're dead? Like, let's just go ahead and troll right along with the news and just act like we don't know the answers to any of these questions.
Living with a ghost.
Literally, paranormal activity.
The couple is haunted by the financial, emotional, and mental toll this has taken on their family. Watkins struggled to find a Social Security employee who could help her.
So you can kill me, but you can't bring me to life.
In March, the Social Security Administration admitted the mistake. After a dozen trips to the office, it still was not fixed. 2 months later, this letter, dated May 30th, reads, "Our records incorrectly show her at..."
Facts. She can be released upon sentencing. Shout out to Kid Gravity. What's good with it? Facts. She could be released upon sentencing. She's invincible for real, for all intents and purposes.
As deceased. However, we have since found that she is alive. The letter apologized for the inconvenience.
It's frustrating, tiring, irritating. It's
Hey, look. Jay said, did they say how she died? Yeah, she died laughing.
I don't know.
And she's far from the only one. The Social Security Administration told Fox 13 it receives approximately 3.1 million death reports each year, and that less than 1/3 of 1% are subsequently corrected. The percentage is small, but that's still around 10,000 people affected every year. People like Ken Shea Watkins.
There's only so much that I can do until someone, wherever that is, hits a button and says, "We fixed it."
Within the last week, Watkins received a letter from the Social Security Administration saying the mistake has been corrected and her status has been restored to living. It only happened after Fox 13 contacted Congressman Steve Cohen's office for help, and his staffers intervened in her case. She still has several more steps to take to get all of her accounts restored. It's still not clear why a mistake that took seconds to make took more than half a year to fix.
Yeah, that's not clear. And what else is not clear is what else is not clear is why did they have to go all the way to a congressman to get that situation together? Why did they have to go all the way to a congressman to get that together? They should have just been able to deal with that at the office. And how come when it was first done? Because clearly when that box was checked, clearly whoever checked that box was sitting there looking at her right there at the office. Black Freethinker said her wife be like, "I see dead people." She whispered in her ear too. She be like, her wife be like this, "Hey, babe, come here real quick. I see dead people." Right. Shout out to P. Morton. Right. Late fees on the taxes. Bro, it's wild that they had to get a congressman involved in it. It's ridiculous. It don't make any sense. Now, this story right here is not funny at all, by any means. How many people heard about that individual that deleted that woman at Church's Chicken? If y'all heard about that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all did not hear about that, give me a thumbs down. There was a situation where this Church's Chicken employee got deleted, right? And I think that the individual who ended up being a woman who was more unsafe than a bear, she was like evading police, I want to say, for about 3 days. And then they finally got her. This was ridiculous. Shout out to Jay. Jay said the purple goon Karen. Yeah, this was YSL. This was young slime life for real.
Fox 13 News at 9 starts now.
I am so grateful. It brings some relief knowing that this person will no longer be able to do things like that to someone else.
But we pray for her and her family, because her family has been affected just as much as we have.
These two parents received word today that police arrested the woman accused of gunning down their daughter. 48-year-old Anitra West was the Church's Chicken employee police say was murdered on the job in Orange Mound. But tonight, suspect 45-year-old Monica Williams sits in the Shelby County Jail East, in fact, after being on the run for days. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Fox 13 News at 9.
I mean, like, why would you delete somebody at the Church's Chicken? Over what? Why would you do it? Make it make sense. I just sometimes, like, I be watching this stuff and it just boggles my mind. It boggles my mind for real. Memphis, man, A-Ball and MJG.
Darcy Thomas.
And I'm Daryl Green. This is an interview you'll see only here on Fox 13. Let's go to Daniel Wilkerson. He spoke exclusively with those parents. He's live tonight outside the Church's Chicken where that murder happened. So, Daniel, first of all, it's hard to imagine how those parents were able to give that sort of grace this soon after their daughter's murder. How did they take the news of the arrest?
You know, it's a complex situation. Darcy and Daryl, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. They are godly people. You heard them say it off the top. Even amongst all their pain,
Right, exactly. And see, that's that there you go. There you go. That's that stuff right there that we be talking about. If y'all agree with John, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I don't understand. I don't know why people do that. Anytime I hear stuff like that, it drives me wild. And that's one of the reasons why I say the stuff that I be saying about religion. Not so much about people being religion to help improve their life, but that kind of stuff right there, and then justifying it by religion does not improve your life. That does not improve your life. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to P. Morton. P. Morton said, isn't that for first 48 territory? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, bro.
their thoughts are with the suspect's family, but still, they lost a daughter. So in that sense, they're glad the suspect is off the street.
It's a situation no parent wants to experience.
When you're a mother and you raise children and they have children, which are your grandchildren, you always look at it would be you that would go before them and not them before you.
Monday, Bruce and Antoinette Stevens got the news the woman accused of murdering their daughter is now in custody.
It's relief that she's not on the street.
Police announced Monday they had 45-year-old Monica Williams in custody. She was on the run since investigators say she shot and killed 48-year-old Anitra West a week before. Officers say Williams murdered West, an employee at the Church's Chicken on Park Avenue in Orange Mound. Police put out this picture of the suspect taken near the drive-thru window that day. She had purple hair then, but had a noticeably different hairstyle Monday when officers captured her mugshot. The Stevens live in Colorado, but say they learned of their daughter's death last week while in Orlando.
And this happened while we were on vacation. And 4 hours before we came back, Anitra couldn't come because she was working.
Anitra's father, a pastor, says they were devastated.
It was hard. We were struck. We were surprised. We were hurt. But immediately, her and I, we prayed immediately that God give us strength.
Their former son-in-law, their daughter's ex-husband, Lorenzo West, says the daughter he shares with Anitra heard the news of the arrest.
She said, I told you they gonna get her. I said, I knew they was gonna get her. It was just, she was too famous. You know, there's nowhere to hide when you're that famous. And nobody, purple hair. And I mean, nobody's gonna hide you, you know, when everybody's looking for you. Shout out to Thaddeus Matthews and all the people on the internet that put all the info out there.
As to the parents' thoughts on the woman accused of their daughter's murder,
I'm a firm believer that some people do deserve a second chance. Don't get me wrong. But there's a degree of the morality and the moral stipulations of killing people, hurting people, doing harm to people. That should be a priority of saying, okay, this person may do this again. And until you're certain that they won't do it again, they need to do the time that they have done in order to be put there in the first place.
We have to trust in God that things will work out, that she's treated fairly in the system.
I had to pause right there. I had to pause right there. Listen, man. Listen.
And that's what we believe.
Where do you get that kind of forgiveness or that heart from?
It comes from God.
Look at that. That's that stuff. That's that stuff right there. That don't translate real well.
Perhaps the only source of that type of grace. Back out here live tonight, that father tells me that they are not people of great means. They say they had to max their credit cards just to get here to Memphis. Meanwhile, they have set up a GoFundMe page to help with the funeral expenses. If you would like to donate, just go to fox13memphis.com. Meanwhile, the ex-husband who you heard from there, he says that he does not believe that this murder was simply over a food order. More on that coming up at 10. DJ.
So the ex-husband says he doesn't believe that the deletion was simply quote unquote over a food order. So I don't know if anybody has heard any more of a backstory about this. I haven't, so I can't say that. But regardless, there's no reason for it. Now here goes something just as ridiculous. How many people heard about this woman in Dallas that deleted a quote unquote gas station worker over a bottled water. If you guys heard about this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about this, give me a thumbs down. People are crazy out here, and they're real quick, seems like, to pull the trigger for whatever reason. Seems like they're real quick to pull the trigger over dumb stuff. They don't even care about throwing their life away, going to jail. They real quick to pull the trigger over dumb stuff. And I don't understand why. I don't understand, like, if people are not thinking out here. I don't understand, like, if they think that there's not going to be any long-lasting consequences. I don't know if they think that they're not going to get caught. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. But I can't keep track of all of these wilding out stories. It's just people just wilding out. Like, I'm just finna wild out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous.
A family is mourning the loss of a husband and father of 3 children who was shot during an armed robbery of a convenience store near the Dallas Zoo. Police say the shooter was a 29-year-old woman. Fox 4's Lori Brown live in Dallas. Lori.
Clarice, an employee at the Chevron at gas station, got tears in her eyes when I asked about Inayat Saeed. She told me that he had worked there for 6 years.
Dallas police say Inayat Saeed was 52 years old. In a GoFundMe post written while he was still alive, his son wrote, "My father was the sole earner in my family, which includes my mom and my 2 younger siblings who are 5 and 13 years old. My family is facing extreme financial challenges now and are in desperate need of help." A customer of the Chevron Deli Mart on South Marsalis Avenue was saddened to learn that Saeed did not survive.
He's a very good guy. He was all about his job. He was very serious about his job. There was no really complaints about him. He looked out for everybody if you needed help.
The Dallas Police Department charged 29-year-old Aaliyah Horn with capital murder.
That's the lady that did it. She did it. Aaliyah Horn. I'm gonna let y'all handle that in the comment section.
DPD says they got the call about the shooting at around 5:45 a.m. July 8th. According to the arrest affidavit, surveillance video shows the shooter placing a water bottle on the counter in front of the cash.
I heard about that. How many people heard about that? Shout out to P. Morton. P. Morton said TikTok dude capped his girlfriend in the face the other day. Texas also. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Jay. Jay said she should have been drinking water a long time ago. Bro. Facts. I gotta find some information about that TikTok story. You know what I'm saying? So I could either, drop a video or put it on a live stream or something like that. Cause that was wild. I've been paying attention to that. Real quick, shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all being here. If y'all haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
Ashir Saeed. There's an argument. The shooter draws a handgun, aims it, and fires a shot into Saeed's neck. The affidavit says Horn then grabs her water bottle and leaves the store on foot. That's when another employee followed the shooter southbound on Interstate 35 to 12th Street. Arresting officers arrived and began searching. The affidavit says an officer observed a bamboo tree fall and looked in the direction of the trees when he saw Horn matching the description. She then decided to run from the arresting officers, but they could still hear rustling in the tree line. They saw her exiting a backyard fence and placed her in custody.
I mean, like, I'm trying to figure out what she was thinking. Like, did she think she was gonna get caught? She didn't think nothing was gonna happen. I don't get it.
Officers found a black 9mm handgun on top of a fence post. It was loaded with a round in the chamber and 10 rounds in the magazine. Turns out Horn was already wanted for a shooting 3 days earlier on July 5th. The affidavit from that case says she knocked on the door of a home on Alameda Drive. Suspect Horn pointed a handgun at the face of complainant and pulled the trigger. The firearm jammed and did not fire. She then tried again. This time the weapon fired and complainant was struck in the right arm near the elbow. The victim survived and told police Horn dropped possible drugs on the ground. Police recovered K2 synthetic marijuana from the scene. It is unclear from the affidavits what steps police took.
Who still messes with K2? I'm not trying to be funny, man, but that's probably why she was crazy. Last time I checked, they took K2 out of the stores a long time ago, because it was causing people to go crazy. They was having seizures, hallucinations, all kind of stuff. Who still messes with K2? Y'all know, how many of y'all know what K2 is? Why would you even have, why would you have K2? Weird.
Took to find Horn before Saeed was killed.
Somebody that was innocent that died for a non-cause,
Yeah, he was just doing his job.
Yeah.
Horn's criminal record includes a conviction for family violence assault, as well as drug possession and driving under the influence. Clarice, her bond is set at $1 million.
So she got a $1 million bond. She's going to jail, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just went on and messed up her life, which is ridiculous. Now take a look at this. There's this individual right here. This person had a BMW, right? They had a BMW and they crashed that BMW into a Popeye's chicken. I don't know what's going on with these restaurants, but y'all might want to be very careful where you're going to eat and where you hanging out at, because it's all kind of crazy people doing all kind of crazy stuff, crashing into restaurants, taking folks out at restaurants. You know what I'm saying? And it just might not be safe. You might want to actually mess around and get DoorDash just to make sure that you make it to the next meal. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rain King. What's good with you, bro? Yeah, see? Shout out to P. Morton. That's what I'm talking about. P. Morton said, dummies, I knew a dude that smoked enough of that crap to give himself epilepsy. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, they took K2 out the game. Shout out to James Sumler. What's good with you, bro? They took K2 out the game. They used to sell that just over the counter at the gas station. You could buy it. I don't know who even still messes with that. I don't even know where she got it at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird, but whatever.
Right now at 5:30, a driver going on a crash course slamming right into a fast food restaurant.
And video you saw right here, first on 10, showing the moment that driver allegedly tries to take off from the scene. Local 10's Alex Sidney is joining us live from Miami with a closer look. Alex?
She ran the BMW into the Popeyes, and then she just tried to walk off like nothing happened. What she think? She was probably trying to get to the Fresh and Fit podcast. If y'all think she was trying to get to the Fresh and Fit podcast, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down.
And Chrissy and Louie, no doubt that this video is really something to see. Just very startling. This accident we know happened right here off of Northwest 7th Avenue and 54th Street. Police say that the woman, believed to be 18 and 19 years old, slammed right through the front of this Popeyes. We're going to show you what happens after the accident.
Yeah, I got my own way.
Yeah, back. Can you get me out here, please? Caught on camera.
What was she doing? Where was she? Man, listen. This is just wild and ignorant. This is just wild and ignorant. Like, you didn't see that Popeyes there? You didn't see that restaurant there? Seriously?
After the accident.
I got my own way.
Yeah, back. Can you get me out here, please? Caught on camera. A woman trying to run away from accountability in a big way. I cannot go to jail. I can't. I won't last there. This woman.
Hey, listen to the language that the news is using. Listen to the language that the news is using. A woman trying to run away from accountability in a big way. Listen to the language that the news is using. Look at the news trying to be red pill. This is the newsosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Out here, please. Caught on camera. A woman trying to run away from accountability in a big way. I cannot go to jail. I can't. I won't last there. This woman seen here allegedly crashed her BMW convertible into this Popeyes off of Northwest 54th Street and 7th Avenue Sunday around 7 in the morning. It's the conversation that followed this serious accident that has a lot of people, well, shocked. Where do I go?
Huh? You want to ride with me? I got my own way.
Yeah, back. Can you get me out of here, please?
Get you out of here?
Yeah. I can't get charged for that.
You see, you hear the voice? She got the Courtney Clenny voice. She got the Newports and alcohol voice. Bad business, man. Bad business. Y'all hear that voice? What I tell y'all about what I tell y'all about women with that voice?
Back. Can you get me out of here, please?
Get you out of here?
Yeah. I can't get charged for that.
You're going to get charged for that.
Come on. I gotta go. You gotta wait. She then appears to answer her phone and say this. Hello? Yeah, I just crashed. I gotta call you later. I gotta go. Bye. And throughout this entire minute-and-a-half video,
That happened.
you see and hear bystanders telling her to run off.
You better run, leave the car.
Listen to these, man. Listen to these Sims.
Run, leave the car. You can't come on, leave the car.
Police telling Local 10 that there were no serious injuries reported in this crash. But as for the woman at the center of this now viral video.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it for real. I cannot go to jail. I won't last there.
She has been cited for driving too fast for conditions and careless driving. And police also did say in an email to us that officers analyzed the woman in an effort to identify signs of intoxication, which were not present. Now, police did say that the road appeared to have been wet at the time due to possible rain, but of course, all of this is still.
She did all of that sober. She did all of that sober. You know what I'm saying?
Their investigation at this hour. As soon as we do learn more on this story, we'll let you know. For now, this is the very latest live in Northwest.
All right, so there's that. All right, so now how many people we back in Memphis, right? How many people heard about what was going on in Memphis? There was a quote unquote WS group that crashed the city hall meeting, got into all types of altercations with business owners there, terrorized kids, and then got interviewed by the news. Shout out to P. Morton. P. Morton said, good thing nobody was waiting for the bus. Shout out to Carla. What's good with you, Carla? Bro, listen, check this out. A quote-unquote employee, quote-unquote, at a quote-unquote establishment, quote-unquote, that I used to work for, actually did wild out like that. And actually hit a bus stop, like how that girl hit that Popeyes, with somebody in the bus stop. Yeah, she in jail right now. You know what I'm saying? She in jail right now.
New developments and allegations of threats following a neo-Nazi demonstration and altercation in downtown Nashville Sunday. Thank you for joining us for News 2 at 4. I'm Mark Kelly. Now, according to Metro Police, a neo-Nazi protester from Canada was arrested for felony aggravated assault and accused of striking a person with a flagpole holding the Nazi flag.
Now, here go my question for y'all. How many people heard about this story? If you guys heard about this story, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't hear about this story, give me a thumbs down. This went down in downtown Nashville, okay?
A 19-year-old employee of one of the local bars also arrested for disorderly conduct. Andy Cordan has been investigating the latest and joins us with pictures you're seeing first on 2. Andy?
Hey there, Mark. You know, the owner of a major security company that provides security to many downtown bars tells me that his clients and his organization have been receiving threats after the violent protests last weekend. These are images from Sunday on 3rd Avenue that reportedly show a confrontation outside Johnny Cash's bar.
Now, how come we haven't heard about this all over the news? You guys think that they mentioned this at the RNC? Interesting. Look, shout out to P. Morton. P. Morton said, nope, importing Canadian racist. Now, yeah, like Drake. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, sounds about white. If you guys agree with Brooklyn Queen, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
This group of protesters assaulted staff and were inciting violence to different people along the way as they were marching down 3rd Avenue.
Solarin Risk Management CEO Jack Bird provides security for the business and employs security personnel, who he says were on the streets during this neo-Nazi confrontation.
They took pictures mainly to try to identify the people that were involved in the instance, because it was an instance of them throwing things, it was an instance of them threatening people. I mean, it wasn't just physical or verbal threats, it was physical threats of violence. I mean, they would run up, they would get in people's faces, they would act like they were going to strike them. I mean, it was a lot that it had everyone on edge.
According to Bird, in this picture, you can see a protester holding what appears to be a flagpole that's attached to a Nazi flag.
We were the buffer between business owners and this protest.
Bird tells me business owners and others that he represents have received threats.
Yes, several business owners are receiving threats. Individuals are receiving threats. And it's not just threats of violence, but it's threats to destroy your business, to harm your family, your reputation. I mean, it's an all-out assault.
Bird also tells News 2 that because of the alleged threats, he's filed this report with state officials.
It's emails, it's text messages, it's pamphlets, it's also their presence whenever they show up and then threaten staff. Our staff, some people don't want to go to work. A lot of our staff, we've had to up staff security at most of our locations right now.
Upstaff, what does that mean?
That means we've increased our coverage. We've added staff members to shifts specifically until this was over.
I mean, like, look at these pictures right here. So you got to ask the question, well, why is it that we're not hearing about this? Right? Because the thing that you got to ask is when it comes to these particular types of crimes, everybody says that these type of crimes don't happen. This is just rare. I can't believe this. And not to mention, these are the type of people that don't exist, because we all know that this doesn't exist, right? So when these quote unquote anomalies occur, they should be covered and looked at by the news, right? But for whatever reason, these kind of things fall off the radar. They're not the kind of videos that you do on social media that's going to get you a lot of attention to your social media presence, to your channel. There's a lot of other gaslighting and talking points that people can talk about. So this stuff kind of just gets shuffled under the rug until somebody needs to conveniently pull it back up to make a point about something else, right? That's how it goes.
Have you been the subject of any threats from this group?
So I personally have not been.
News 2 also speaks with Councilman Jacob Coupin, whose district includes downtown, where this alleged altercation takes place.
We're not going to let these losers define us and take up space in our heads. We're gonna send the message of who Nashville really is.
Coupin tells me members of this group came to a city council meeting on Tuesday night, and things quickly became uncomfortable.
What I witnessed in our chambers was not First Amendment expression. It was harassment and intimidation. When you're following someone around, you've got a camera in their face, and you're throwing barbs at them. To me, that's not a First Amendment expression. That's harassment.
Now Jack Bird tells me that the neo-Nazi group is still in this area, and the council person also tells me there is a unity march planned for Sunday at Bicentennial Mall. Send it back to you, Mark.
All right, Andy, thank you. Now, according to Metro DA's office, Ryan McCann is facing 2 charges. His bond, $51,000.
So $51,000. How many people think that that's an appropriate bond? If you guys think that that's an appropriate bond, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think it's an appropriate bond, then give me a thumbs down.
Now, it was $81,000, but Hayslip says against the strong recommendation of the DA's office, Judge Marcus Floyd reduced it. The judge also imposed conditions, including forfeiting his passport. He also has to wear a GPS ankle monitor prior to any release from detention and remain away from the victim or the location of that incident.
So they did a couple more little looks at this, and we're going to take a look at it. They actually got out on the ground and interviewed some of these people, and the interview was just wild. It was ridiculous. And you guys got to see this. You guys got to see this. Shout out to Unsunken One. What's good with it, bro? I need to sleep more. Next time I might. You know what I'm saying? Next time I might. I just couldn't get to sleep. So I figured I'd get this out the way. Let me see. Hold on.
Confronting hate. You see them all across the city. Now we're showing you the hypocrisy and the ignorance behind the neo-Nazis who've stirred up controversy this week here in Middle Tennessee. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rory Johnston. After the hate group showed itself, even disrupting a Metro Council meeting, News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams decided it was time for them to answer some questions. Phil, you discovered some of these characters have, not surprisingly to me, skeletons in the closet, right?
That's right. And one of the things that I wanted to know is what a lot of you have been asking, why Nashville? But I also wanted to look hate in the eyes and show just how ignorant they really are.
Hitler was right! Hitler was right!
For days, out-of-state neo-Nazis have made a scene on the streets of Nashville with their symbols of hate and vile words. Here, berating a lesbian mom who had just left the downtown restaurant, reducing her young daughter to tears. Here, assaulting a bartender.
Look at that. Look at that. Just unbridled thuggery. Again, this is supposed to be so rare. So when something like this happens, we should be hearing about it all over the place all the time, right? But for whatever reason, we don't hear about it. Doesn't make any sense.
Who had confronted the group and here bringing their venom to the West End Synagogue.
How much do you think the Jews are paying this guy? Let's throw out some numbers.
Thursday, they returned to the historic Metro Courthouse, repeatedly challenging officers just doing their jobs.
This is nothing but a this is nothing but a matching uniform Twitter mob. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that this is nothing but a matching uniform Twitter mob, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, then let me know what it is.
There on what is now the Diane Nash Plaza, named after the civil rights legend who came here to confront a Nashville mayor and a community's racism, we decided to confront the hate that has once again reared its ugly head.
You ready to debunk the flyers? I told you I'd stop being a Nazi. What's your thoughts about you lying in the media?
Yeah, I'm curious. Why Nashville? Why did you guys choose Nashville?
The only place that respects freedom of speech. Yeah, this state actually respects freedom of speech, but communists
Jews like yourself don't.
John Minadeo, a Californian who moved to Florida, leads the Goyim Defense League, which goes around the country trying to create scenes that they hope will bring them attention and followers. One of their favorite tropes, falsely accusing Jews of being pedophiles. You really dislike pedophiles, don't you?
Yeah, do you? Do you like this? Wait, get a shot. Get a shot.
Well, I have a photo of you with a pedophile right there.
Got him. Got him. Shout out to Carlton. What's good with it, bro? Got him. What y'all think about that? Got him.
Really dislike pedophiles, don't you?
Yeah, do you? Do you like this? Wait, get a shot. Get a shot.
Well, I have a photo of you with a pedophile right there.
Yeah, you got kicked out of our group.
That's Minadeo on the left, and on the right, a member of his group, Jesse Schenck, who was busted 3 years ago when he tried to meet up with someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl for sex.
So they clearly they clearly got an issue with vetting the people that they rock with, right? Yeah. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. If you guys agree with Black Free Thinker, these are a bunch of losers. These are I don't know if you guys watched the last stream, the members only stream. If you haven't, you guys should, because a lot of good information in there. These are the guys that are just so upset that TikTok and Twitter and all these different places are hurting their feelings. And this is what we have to worry about as far as the quote unquote people waking up to the quote unquote identity. Yeah, I don't think anybody cares. I don't think that anybody cares. You know what I'm saying?
John Minadeo, a Californian who moved to Florida, leads the Goyim Defense League, which goes around the country trying to create scenes that they hope will bring them attention and followers. One of their favorite tropes, falsely accusing Jews of being pedophiles. You really dislike pedophiles, don't you?
Yeah, do you? Do you like this? Wait, get a shot. Get a shot.
Well, I have a photo of you with a pedophile right there.
Yeah, you got kicked out of our group.
That's Minadeo on the left, and on the right, a member of his group, Jesse Schenck, who was busted 3 years ago when he tried to meet up with someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl for sex. One of your own group was a pedophile.
No, he wasn't. He got set up by police, and he got kicked out of the group.
He tried to have sex with a 14-year-old girl.
He got kicked out of the group once he found out. Day of.
So once you found out what? Once you found out that he got set up by the police, or once you found out that he was actually guilty of the accusations? Which one was it? Which one do you guys think that it was? You see how this you see how this dude keeps changing his answer?
So he's not one of the guys wearing a mask. It was not a question that Minadeo wanted to answer.
Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector!
So this is what I'm talking about how they wind up on their backs and their heads just start spinning around and they literally just start repeating stuff. You see it? They went into a whole chant. This is what they do. When they don't have anything to respond with, the wind up on their back winds up, their head starts spinning around, steam starts coming out of their ears, and they just start chanting and repeating the same thing. We don't have anything to say, so we're just going to chant. Look.
By police, and
he tried to have sex with a 14-year-old girl.
He got kicked out of the group once he found out. Day of.
So he's not one of the guys wearing a mask. It was not a question that Minadeo wanted to answer.
Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector!
There's you.
Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector!
In fact, this tactic, resorting to yelling as a diversion, would play out again and again as we attempted to confront the group with facts about the lies they tell their followers.
So see, you see what he said? This tactic of quote unquote yelling occurred every time they attempted to try to confront this group with facts. Sound familiar? If this sounds familiar, give me a thumbs up. If this doesn't sound familiar, give me a thumbs down.
Pedophile protector!
There's you.
Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector!
In fact, this tactic, resorting to yelling as a diversion, would play out again and again as we attempted to confront the group with facts about the lies they tell their followers. So you have a problem with Jews in general, though?
Yes, I do.
So you think the COVID agenda is Jewish?
Let's go.
In fact, the men who led the nation's COVID response, Drs. Francis Collins and Anthony Fauci, are both Catholic. Dr. Fauci was Catholic. Dr. Fauci wasn't Jewish.
Oh, I didn't say he was.
You say the COVID agenda is Jewish.
Look at all the names. No. To go through the names.
Minadeo, it seems, doesn't like any facts that don't fit his narrative. For example, this claim that, quote, every single aspect of the Biden administration is Jewish.
Oh man, what y'all think about this, man? What y'all think about this?
The vice president is Baptist.
Okay,
the
let's go.
secretary,
80%,
the
80% Jewish.
You said every aspect.
I said 80%.
Okay, well,
that's a 2% minority.
Well, the secretary of defense is Catholic.
2% minority.
Secretary of
2% minority.
Interior is Catholic. Secretary
2%
of
minority.
Agriculture.
80%. 2%
Secretary
minority.
of Commerce is
80%.
Catholic. Secretary of
2%
Health is
minority,
Catholic.
80%.
Secretary of Transportation is Episcopalian. Secretary of Energy is
Okay, next
Catholic.
slide, let's go.
Secretary of Education is Catholic. Secretary of Veterans Affairs.
And what I think is interesting about what the newsman is doing, right, is the newsman is comparing religion, but he's not really saying anything about citizenship or national origin. Now, my question for you guys is, why do you think that is? Do you see how the newsman is keeping his argument strictly on religion, but he's not mentioning anything about national origin? Now, my question for you guys is, why do you think that is?
Over and over, it became clear that these are people who are blind to any facts that don't confirm their hate. How many of you guys have criminal records?
What's your criminal record? Catching kids?
Not surprisingly, there are quite a few arrests among these characters. Menadeo spent a month in jail last year after authorities in Florida got fed up with the group littering their neighborhoods with its hate messages. Others we discovered also have a variety of criminal charges on their records.
He got arrested for bringing down the property value. He got arrested for bringing down the property value.
Can I be honest with you guys?
You're a loser, scumbag.
When I look at you guys,
time is coming to its end.
in fact, what I saw was a group of wounded, angry men who've never accomplished much in their own lives, looking for someone else to blame. I really feel sorry.
Oh, he hit him with the victims. You're a victim. He hit him with the victim mentality.
You guys.
You're gonna grave soon, you dumb sellout boomer. You boomer.
It's kind of
They was calling him a boomer.
tough to watch. Phil, they got right in your face there.
That's
You
right.
stood your ground, tried to be reasonable. I mean, but it was a little tense. What was going through your head?
Well, honestly, I think my overriding feeling was sadness. These are really pathetic human beings, and they just don't seem to recognize it. Frankly, I think that's how most of Nashville and Middle Tennessee views them as well.
Yeah, just so angry at the world.
And sad.
Phil, thank you.
Oh man, the old man got him. You know what I'm saying? The old man got him. They ain't know what to do with the old man. The Twitter mob, without Elon Musk, the Twitter mob didn't know what to do with the old man. Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Exactly. Great journalism, because I know y'all caught all kinds of stuff. Y'all caught all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? This was a little dual agenda thing that they had going on there, but that's neither here nor there, right? Now, you got to ask yourself the question where they were. It didn't look like there was very many black people, right? So what was up with that? And shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media.
New developments and allegations of threats following a neo-Nazi demonstration and altercation in downtown Nashville Sunday. Thank you for joining us for News 2 at 4. I'm Mark Kelly. Now, according to Metro Police, a neo-Nazi protester from Canada was arrested for felony aggravated assault and accused of striking a person with a flagpole holding the Nazi flag. A 19-year-old employee of one of the local bars also arrested for disorderly conduct. Andy Cordan has been investigating the latest and joins us with pictures you're seeing first on 2. Andy?
So they just been sitting down here terrorizing this town for a while now. They just doing whatever they want to do, running through there, terrorizing, standing on the corner, you know what I'm saying, yelling at people walking by. People tend to do that. These, you know what I'm saying, a lot of different groups, a lot of different groups do that.
Hey there, Mark. You know, the owner of a major security company that provides security to many downtown bars tells me that his clients and his organization have been receiving threats after the violent protests last weekend. These are images from Sunday on 3rd Avenue that reportedly show a confrontation outside Johnny Cash's bar.
This group of protesters assaulted staff and were inciting violence to different people.
I think this is actually the same video as the first one. So my bad. I thought I had put up a different video. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Ah, yeah. This is the video that I was looking for. My bad, you guys. This right here is the one that I was looking for. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. Leonard said, I think shite like these are beta tests to see if we're really ready to respond. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. You guys remember what happened when that WS group went up to Philadelphia acting wild? They got packed up. They got packed up and sent right back home.
Everyone leave the gallery.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a self-proclaimed white supremacist group continuing to make its presence known in downtown Nashville. Safety remains a top concern, especially after 2 arrests during last weekend's demonstration. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller joining us live from the Metro Courthouse after pressing city leaders on these growing concerns. Caitlin.
Megan, we spoke with Metro Councilman Jacob Coupin, who represents the downtown district where a lot of these demonstrations have been occurring. He says that this hate group does not represent Nashville. Coupin says that he does support free speech, but he says anything outside the realm of free speech will not be tolerated here in Music City.
It's like the only genocide you can't question is the Holocaust.
Tensions rising after a self-proclaimed white supremacist group descends on downtown.
Hey, Candace Owens would love it down here. She would. Candace Owens wouldn't know what to do with herself here. This would be a party for her. You know what I'm saying? This would be a party for Candace.
Nashville.
Why aren't you telling them to sit?
Metro police say neo-Nazi protesters were demonstrating on 3rd Avenue last weekend when 29-year-old Ryan Scott McCann of Ontario, Canada, hit Johnny Cash's bar employee Diego Buck in the face and the ribs with a Nazi flag. McCann is charged with aggravated assault and disorderly conduct, and Buck was arrested on misdemeanor charges for disorderly conduct and resisting police. The DA's office confirmed Wednesday McCann's bond went from 80.
Shout out to Jay. Jay said Candace is in Nashville. Well, there we go. It makes sense. Now we know why she. Now we know why she down there. Now we know why she down there.
$50,000 to $51,000. Metro leaders like Jacob Coupin are upset, saying this is hurting Music City's community and image.
This is not our city. This is not the love and care that we have for each other and that we regularly see. And my hope is we can stamp out what's going on right now and not see it come back again.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. I think Fox News is there's some Fox News affiliate in Nashville, or I think Tommy Lauren actually lives in Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody fact check me if I'm wrong on that.
Coupin says there is no place for harassment here.
There is not a right to intimidate people. There's not a right to make people feel scared for their life and their safety. And I worry that's what we're starting to shift to.
Fox 17 News spoke with a security company working with some of the downtown bars that have been threatened. They say they've never seen such a high volume of serious threats towards downtown businesses and employees. Metro Councilman Coupin says that the rally he's organizing is scheduled to take place on August 4th. Now, he says the goal of this rally is to spread the love instead of the hate that we've recently been seeing here in Nashville. Reporting live from downtown, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
So there's that. So y'all say it's pretty chill down there in Nashville. Now, this is a crazy situation right here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this happened in Tennessee too. We about to talk about what the police been up to, because the police been acting dirty too. I haven't had a chance to make no new videos for the laws yet, but I plan on doing it. You know what I'm saying? I plan on doing it. You know, I was thinking that, but I didn't say nothing. Do y'all agree with Unsunken One? Is Kate really Bruce? I think you might be onto something, bro. I wanted to say something, but I was like, nah, I ain't. What's going on in Nashville where they got this big concentration of all of these type of people? We got a secret recording here from inside a child predator sting where the police are just doing whatever they want to do, which is really weird.
What happens when you give a gun and a badge to people who believe in and share bizarre conspiracy theories? Well, tonight, secret recordings from inside an operation run by the troubled Millersville Police Department provide a sobering answer to that question.
Those secret recordings were obtained by News Channel 5 investigators from inside what was supposed to be a sting operation to nab child sexual predators. But as you are about to hear, in their zeal to make some big cases, Millersville conspiracy-minded cops appeared to have crossed the line of what is legal.
This is another exclusive dug up by our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams. And what you've uncovered, we've heard some of it. It's disturbing.
Yeah, you know, sick individuals prowling online spaces in search of children is a real concern for law enforcement, and agencies like the TBI have had real success in busting those predators. But this Millersville operation appears to have been flawed from the very beginning.
I'm not authorized to just do this.
In the 15 years that Nick Leonardo has helped News Channel 5 sort through sometimes complex legal issues,
Oh man, that's so cool. I used to have one.
none compares to the secret recordings that we obtained from someone inside what was supposed to be a sting to catch child sex predators. That sting, touted in this cheesy video posted online, was run back in May by Millersville's conspiracy-minded Assistant Police Chief Sean Taylor and a colorful cast of characters he assembled for the operation.
They look just like the people that was downtown terrorizing that bar, don't they? If they look like them people that was downtown terrorizing that bar, give me a thumbs up. If they don't, give me a thumbs down. Team Mongoose is what they call themselves.
Nick Leonardo's reaction?
That this is the most disturbing video that I've ever been asked to comment on since I've been doing the legal analyst job here at the station.
Some of your theories are so bizarre. Are you worried about them affecting your credibility?
I have no worries about that.
As News Channel 5 investigates first revealed, Sean Taylor had voiced support for all sorts of bizarre conspiracy theories, many of them involving child sex trafficking and some of the country's most powerful political figures.
So you know who they voting for. You already know who they voting for. Who they voting for, y'all? We don't even need to ask no questions. We don't need to ask anything. We already know. Case closed. We don't even need to know. We need to ask absolutely nothing. Who these people voting for? Shout out to my man DSB. What's good with it, bro? Who these people voting for? You know what I'm saying? You already know.
About them affecting your credibility?
I have no worries about that.
As News Channel 5 investigates first revealed, Sean Taylor had voiced support for all sorts of bizarre conspiracy theories, many of them involving child sex trafficking and some of the country's most powerful political figures.
So be real careful, especially when it comes to our state agencies.
In a phone call in the run-up to the Millersville sting, Taylor once again reveals his conspiracy-fueled paranoia, insisting that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and other state law enforcement agencies are involved in the child sex trafficking.
So he thinks that this dude thinks that his employer is part of all of this. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Look at him. Look at this guy. What do he look like? What do he look like? If you saw this dude on the street, what would be the first thing that you think about him? Shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, bro? What would y'all think? What would y'all first thought about this dude be?
So we just got to be real careful with them because we have people that we've already identified that are involved in the money laundering side.
Truth be told, it's a lie.
It's unhinged.
It's unhinged. It is very, very, very dangerous.
In fact, this team photo for Operation Clean Sweep, as Taylor dubbed it.
Yeah, facts. I gotta agree with Unsunken One. That's what I would think. If you guys agree with Unsunken One, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I gotta agree with Karen. Facts. I agree with Jay too. Absolutely. All of the above. I agree with all y'all. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It consisted of just 5 police officers from Millersville, none with actual experience running child sex stings. 2 of the men were introduced to the group as prayer warriors. The woman in the middle, a 3-time Republican candidate for.
There it is right there. We heard it. We heard it. Is it? Listen, man. You will be able to profile people messing around listening to these live streams, man. Y'all will be able to profile people. You will understand your surroundings. You will know what's good. You'll be safe. That's a quacking duck. Look like a duck. Quack like a duck. You better duck.
identified.
Truth be told, it's a lie.
It's unhinged.
It's unhinged. It is very, very, very dangerous.
In fact, this team photo for Operation Clean Sweep, as Taylor dubbed it, consisted of just 5 police officers from Millersville, none with actual experience running child sex stings. 2 of the men were introduced to the group as prayer warriors. The woman in the middle, a 3-time Republican candidate for Congress from North Carolina, who faced accusations of domestic violence and child abuse that she denied. There were also 2 MAGA podcasters and this man, former Navy SEAL Craig Sawman Sawyer.
Is anybody surprised? Is anybody surprised? Now, this dude, we might have to look at some of his videos. They said he a podcaster. He might have some YouTube content. I'm curious as to what he'd be sitting up there talking about. I'm pretty sure we probably already know, but why not be nosy, right? Shout out to Soas Muscle Pain. Make sure you guys show Soas Muscle Pain some love. Throw some like enforcers in the chat. And absolutely, please, if you haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment and smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment and hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media.
One of those locations is near Nashville, Tennessee, that they're flying the children into.
Sawyer now routinely makes unfounded claims, raising money for his own nonprofit called Veterans for Child Rescue, although there's no evidence that his group has ever rescued any actual children. And here behind closed doors, Sawyer talks about his own bizarre hopes for his work with Sean Taylor.
So start whacking some, not to make it political, but whole leftist, corrupt, pedophile, this evil thing that's taken over Nashville.
He sounds like Ryan Garcia, don't he? Do y'all see how dangerous a lot of these weirdos are and how they get into positions of power where they can really mess somebody's life up? These are the people that believe Twitter like the Bible.
Actual children. And here behind closed doors, Sawyer talks about his own bizarre hopes for his work with Sean Taylor.
So start whacking some, not to make it political, but whole leftist, corrupt, pedophile, this evil thing that's taken over Nashville.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any more shocking, you keep listening, and it just gets worse as it goes.
We're going to have search warrants that are already, they'll have to meet certain parameters for us to execute the search warrant, but they're going to be pre-signed search warrants.
And so a search warrant cannot be pre-signed. You have to see what's going on, and you have to put that into a warrant, and you have to swear to that individually in front of a judge, and that becomes the probable cause.
It is a pre.
So what you're hearing is this police officer just blatantly saying, what we're going to do is we're going to do corrupt practices. We're going to do stuff that's against the law in order to get the results that we need or the results that we want. And the thing is that they're able to do this, right? They're able to do this because the Twitter mob will come out and substantiate all of this and sit there and gaslight and literally act like people like this don't exist when they support these people, had these people right in their family, and literally are part of these little side organizations like homeowners clubs and little biker clubs that all of these people are a part of. Meet up and tailgate a Trump rally. You know what I'm saying?
Signed search warrant going to stand up in court?
A pre-signed search warrant would be a criminal offense in and of itself.
In the recordings, a member of Sawyer's team reveals a deal with Sean Taylor where Millersville PD would seize data from any suspects and share that data with Sawyer's group, people who are not sworn law enforcement officers.
They're going to dump their phones, and they've agreed to give us their contact lists off their phones.
But there's no reason whatsoever that any kind of evidence, electronic data that's seized from any kind of device pursuant to a valid search warrant should ever be in the hands of a private individual.
In our case, you literally create a profile, and within 10 seconds, it's flooded with predators saying, hey, baby, blah, 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 blah.
And the video shows it was members of Craig Sawyer's team actually doing the chatting, posing online as a 12-year-old girl. But listen to what Sean Taylor says he was told about how it had to be done to make it legal.
So we just talked to our DA. And so with the Tennessee state law, it says that the officer has to do the actual typing. That with our law, it says that it has to be a law enforcement officer posing as a minor.
Clearly, it needs to be a post-certified sworn law enforcement officer on the other side of that computer tapping those keys.
They needed videos of the law enforcement chatting.
I'm not getting faces.
Yeah, I'm cool with it, but they wanted to show law enforcement, not us touching the phones.
And the fact that they end up with people who are not law enforcement officers tapping the keys.
those cases are in trouble.
Those cases are in serious trouble.
The recording showed the plan was.
So now these people jeopardize these cases that they claim that they want to. These people claim that they're so invested in getting these people off the street and sitting up here, wanting to try to stop these quote unquote rings, while they're actually helping the rings to exist by jeopardizing the cases being corrupt. Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with Karen, this is lie enforcement. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate everybody coming through. If y'all haven't hit that like button yet, please take a moment and hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel, and please share the stream to your social media. Shout out to Tarek. What's good with you, bro?
Try to lure the predators to this shell station here in Robertson County because the officers thought the prosecutor in this district would be more likely to work with them on their cases.
Yeah.
This is one of the detectives from that sting who's talking.
Mayor there is best friend with this attorney Robertson.
Hey, he looks crazy, man. Why they got this crazy looking picture of him up here? Why they got this crazy looking picture of this dude up here? Sit up here looking a hot, bubbling mess.
From that sting who's talking.
Mayor there is best friend with this attorney Robertson County. They went to high school together. So we said, let's put this here so I can talk to him. We lock everything in. So he won't stand for nothing. And they all hate pedophiles.
And when they did get one suspect who had bicycled up I-65 from Nashville thinking he was going to have sex with a 12-year-old girl, Millersville police took the man into custody.
Now, look, shout out to who is that just said that? Shout out to Dwayne. What's good with it, bro? Look at this. Unsunken One just said it. You know, if there were any black perpetrators, they'd be showcasing. Here they are, right on schedule. Right on schedule. Here they are. Spoke too soon. Right on time. Make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for Unsunken One.
They said he was peddling like a son of a bitch.
And the recording showed the suspect was brought here to this fire station. He didn't want to talk to police, so they turned him over to Craig Sawyer's film crew.
I just walked out. The also camera crew went in and just started asking him questions. He just gave everything up.
The camera crew went in?
Yeah.
Is that?
That's fine. We didn't prompt him. We didn't prompt him to ask any questions. We didn't have him do anything. It was unsolicited, and he just started what we call spontaneous utterance. Just laying it out there.
I mean, hands down, the confession is not coming in for a host of different reasons, because you have a private third party doing the interrogation and sitting here and filming it. That's not coming into evidence. It's just not.
This guy could walk. Probably wouldn't.
He certainly would walk. Certainly would walk based on the facts that we're going over here. I don't see how this prosecution could stick.
Still, the suspect was booked into the Robertson County Jail, which the detective grimly hints could be his last stop.
Probably, honestly, I wouldn't doubt he gets come up missing in the jail.
Yeah.
So now that's interesting, right? Everybody's talking about quote unquote dialing down rhetoric. That sounds like this guy knows that there's going to be some quote unquote predetermined fate for this particular individual. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Hints could be his last stop.
Probably, honestly, I wouldn't doubt he gets come up missing in the jail.
Yeah, I agree. I would like that.
That's the Robertson County thing. If you're going to Robertson, Murray, Hickman, Monroe, and Giles, you're not coming out of jail.
What does
that mean? You're not coming out of jail. Make sure you don't get locked up down there. Don't even drive through this area. Don't even drive through this area. You hear what they sitting up here saying? Yeah, I gotta agree. I gotta agree with Leonard. Sounds like a hit. Yeah. Stay clear of this area. Don't do business here. Don't drive through here. Don't get gas here. Don't just go around.
Could be his last stop.
Probably, honestly, I wouldn't doubt he gets come up missing in the jail.
Yeah, I agree. I would like that.
That's the Robertson County thing. If you're going to Robertson, Murray, Hickman, Monroe, and Giles, you're not coming out of jail.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does he know that the rest of us do not?
Essentially, it sounds like he's saying we're taking him to a jurisdiction where we don't think he'll come out alive.
Well, yeah, that could be the inference that's drawn. That's very scary. And I think that's cause for an investigation by the TBI to determine what is meant by that.
Nick Leonardo says he believes Millersville PD is now a rogue agency where conspiracy theories have decided the laws do not apply to themselves. From what you've heard in these recordings, is this a police department that's out of control?
It sounds to me like it's a police department that had never had control. This is jeopardizing the safety.
Look, again, we got to ask this question, man. Shout out to the people that have been on the channel for a long time, man. Shout out to the people that always watch the content. Shout out to the hardcore people that watch the replays and watch the old content. How many times are we going to hear the same story? How many times are we going to hear the same story about these police departments? Literally the same thing all the time. Literally the same thing all the time. How long we been doing this now?
Safety of the citizens of the city of Millersville, and something needs to be done.
Now, Craig Sawyer has gone on InfoWars and other far-right podcasts attacking me for my investigation of Sean Taylor and claiming that this predator sting generated enough evidence to charge another 70 people. There's no way to tell if that's really true. After all, he has said a lot of things that are just flat out false. And unfortunately, Millersville police did not respond to my request for comment.
You know, Nick Leonardo reference.
It sounds like those Millerburg police officers might feel the same way about this particular journalist that those neo-Nazis felt. Shout out to Cameron. Right. It's quote unquote just a few bad apples. That's all. It's just a few bad apples. You know. It's just a few bad apples.
This, but you have some sick, dangerous people, real predators, who most people would agree need to be behind bars.
That's right.
But that won't happen if you're not following the law.
Yeah, if you want to enforce the law, you have to follow the law.
It really is that simple.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not that simple. Unfortunately, it never goes down like that. And one of the reasons why is because more police departments are actually like that insane rogue unit that we just talked about than what they want to admit. And then when the evidence comes out and we show the proof that these units are like this, then they don't want to say anything. We'll just keep it quiet. We'll just keep it hush hush. Now we're going to talk about this woman here, Sonya Massey. We talked about her briefly yesterday in the members only live stream that we did. Some more information has come out about this unfortunate case. Shout out to DSA. What's good with it, bro? Some more information has come out about this unfortunate case, and we're going to take a look at it. Okay. And we're going to see what's going on. Now, shout out to the people that frequent social media, because I don't. My question for you guys is, has anybody heard what the Twitter mob has to say about this? That's my question. Let me know if y'all have or if y'all haven't.
All right, good evening, and thank you for joining us. The former deputy accused of killing a Springfield woman pleads not guilty to murder charges. Sean Grayson appeared before a judge.
Okay, so now if you're not familiar with this case, let me know in the chat. If you guys are familiar with this case, then give me a thumbs up. If you're not, then give me a thumbs down.
For the first time since his arrest, he was also ordered to stay in custody at a local county jail. We have been following this story for you since the very beginning. And this evening, we are bringing you coverage, team coverage, as we continue to learn more about what led to the death of Sonya Massey. And we start with News Channel 20's Julia Rosier, who is in the courtroom this afternoon. Julia?
Don, that's exactly right. Sean Grayson appeared in person in the courtroom today. Cameras were not allowed inside, but it was packed inside of that courtroom. Today's hearing was to decide whether or not Grayson would stay behind bars while awaiting for his trial. The prosecution argued Grayson is a risk to the community and no combinations of conditions would limit that threat. But the defense had three separate arguments, being the ties to the community, as he worked for several different law enforcement agencies throughout central Illinois. He's not a flight risk because he hasn't tried to run since the incident, and his medical history. He was diagnosed with colon cancer and has an ostomy bag. Family and friends of Sonya
Never mind.
Massey were also in the courtroom today. They even got emotional at times when the judge announced his decision to keep Grayson behind bars. The family and friends began to cheer, but the judge quickly told them to be quiet. Reporting live in Springfield, I'm Julia Rosier. Back to you.
Thanks, Julia. Grayson will be back in court on August 26th. He was indicted
Now
on...
pay attention to these charges, right? Now, mind you, this dude is a police officer. Sean Grayson, he got charged with three counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. Yeah, shout out to Unsunken One. Unsunken One says he has a low IQ look. Facts. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. The body camera video from the night of that shooting will be publicly released Monday. Be sure to stay with News Channel 20 on air and online for the latest on this story.
So what I want y'all to do is if anybody gets hold of that body cam video or anybody sees the body cam video on their feed, let me know and we're gonna look at it. All right. Now, you know, we're gonna try to not look at it to the point where the traumatizing part is, right? But we're going to take a look at it and see exactly what happened. And we're going to probably do that on members only because you already know it, you know, it's going to get, you know, YouTube going to be on some weird stuff with it anyway. So if y'all see it, shout out to the Discord. Make sure y'all throw it in the Discord. All right. If you guys see it on, I don't really be on the other social media. So if you're not in the Discord, like I've been saying throughout the stream, make sure y'all hit that Discord and shoot me the link in there. All right. And tag me in there in Discord.
Attorney for Sonia Massey's family releasing a statement applauding the judge for keeping Grayson in custody. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump saying in part, quote, today's decision by the judge to hold Deputy Sean Grayson in custody without bail marks another crucial step in the pursuit of justice for Sonia Massey's family, emphasizing the gravity of which.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to DSB. Yeah, I agree. DSB says YouTube been acting like some little 304s lately. Facts. Facts. Look, bro, look at look at my channel. You know what I'm saying? Look at my channel. So you know YouTube is acting wild. You know what I'm saying?
Of the charges and the severity of the officer's actions, end quote. Well, since her death, Sonia Massey's family has seen support from both the community and local officials. Governor J.B. Pritzker called the shooting a tragedy during a news conference today.
I feel for not just the families and the family of the victim, but also the families of Sangamon County, and then all people of color who have had to endure these kinds of circumstances and to witness them, because it affects everyone, even if it's never happened to you specifically.
All right, in the hours since former Deputy Sean Grayson was indicted on multiple charges, including murder, we have learned more about what led up to the shots being fired in her home. We continue our team coverage now with News Channel 20's Carson Gordy. Carson, what did you find out?
The documents detail the events caught on camera in the early morning of July 6th at Sonia Massey's home.
Did y'all catch that? The people of color thing? Well, a lot of those people of color that JB Pritzker is talking about are a lot of the Venezuelans that have been coming in, you know what I'm saying, not really helping the crime situation in these areas. Shout out to Cameron for enforcing the likes. Right, and exactly. Shout out to Unsunken One. Unsunken One said, oh boy, she was POC, she was black. Yeah, facts. Shout out to DSB. DSB said only 22 people in the chat. They are definitely shadow banning us here. Yeah, you guys know. Shout out to the people that have been around for a long time. They've been doing nothing but squeezing my channel down, you know what I'm saying, for as long as it's been around. And, you know, somehow, despite it being squeezed down, somehow more people who come in and say nonsensical comments and troll have arrived and found the channel, despite not getting normal growth anywhere else. So somehow somebody make that make sense, but it is what it is. We'll work through it.
Sean Grayson and another Sangamon County deputy went inside her home after Sonia called 911 about a prowler. During the incident, Grayson pulled out his service weapon and aimed at Massey. This was after Grayson allowed Massey to remove a pot.
Now, mind you, you got to know what happened here. This woman, she called the police because there was somebody suspicious around her house, right? The police came in all aggressive and pointed the gun at her. Then you'll hear what happened next.
Sean Grayson was indicted on multiple charges, including murder. We have learned more about what led up to the shots being fired in her home. We continue our team coverage now with News Channel 20's Carson Gordy. Carson, what did you find out?
The documents detail the events caught on camera in the early morning of July 6th at Sonia Massey's home. Sean Grayson and another Sangamon County deputy went inside her home after Sonia called 911 about a prowler. During the incident, Grayson pulled out his service weapon and aimed at Massey. This was after Grayson allowed Massey to remove a pot of hot water off the stove. Massey put her hands in the air, said, "I'm sorry," and ducked behind a counter. Grayson then got closer to her, continued to yell to put down the pot, and fired 3 shots at her, striking her in the face once.
Why would you do that? How is that justified? How is that situation justified? And what made him believe that that was the appropriate course of action? That's why I wanted to make sure everybody heard that. If nobody was familiar with this story, now you know what happened in the story. I'm going to rewind it real quick and run it back so that y'all can hear all of the details. All right? This is ridiculous. It's not even a question. In fact, shout out to my man. Shout out to my man U-Law. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Lewis Knowles. What's good with you? Yeah, he thought he had a freebie. Facts.
Documents detail the events caught on camera in the early morning of July 6th at Sonia Massey's home. Sean Grayson and another Sangamon County deputy went inside her home after Sonia called 911 about a prowler. During the incident, Grayson pulled out his service weapon and aimed at Massey. This was after Grayson allowed Massey to remove a pot of hot water off the stove. Massey put her hands in the air, said, "I'm sorry," and ducked behind a counter. Grayson then got closer to her, continued to yell to put down the pot, and fired 3 shots at her, striking her in the face once. The report added that Grayson's body camera was not activated during the incident. He turned on his body cam footage after the shooting. They got the footage from the other Sangamon County deputy that responded to the call. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thanks, Carson. It was also noted in the charging documents Grayson made no attempt to help Massey after he shot her.
Now, why do you think that he made no attempt to help this woman after he shot her? He's the one that shot her, clearly shot her inappropriately, and made no attempt to help her. Knowing he's got enough medical issues of his own, he got a poop bag, and he still harmed this woman and didn't help her. Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with DSB, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. The police they've been out of control. They way out of control. They way out of control.
Other deputy, whose name has not yet been released, did render aid to her. Tomorrow is the funeral for Sonia Massey. It will be held at Ruby Funeral Home. Visitation starts at 9 in the morning, followed by the service beginning at 10. And News Channel 20 will continue to follow this story and ongoing criminal case. You can find the latest updates both on air and on our website, newschannel20.com. Also on our social media pages.
Continuing coverage tonight, not guilty. The former deputy accused of killing a Springfield woman enters his plea.
That's right. We've been following this story.
So his plea is not guilty. Shout out to Daughter of the Most High. Welcome. What would make this dude plead not guilty? He thinks that he's not guilty. Exactly what part of this particular situation does he think that he's not guilty of? Here's my question for you guys. What do you all think will be the outcome of this trial? What's going to happen to this police officer? What is the court going to find? Let me know what you guys think. Shout out to Shamika Gray. What's good with you, Shamika?
For nearly 2 weeks, and our team is learning more about the moments leading up to the death of Springfield mother Sonia Massey.
We'll join our Carson Gordy in just a few minutes. He's going to walk us through the court documents revealed today. But first, we're going to learn how it felt to be inside of that courtroom today.
That's right. Our Julia Rosier joins us now. Julia, you were inside the courtroom today. What was it like?
Don, Eliza, I was there for about 30 minutes before the defendant, Sean Grayson, came into the courtroom. He was there in person wearing a gray and black striped outfit, typical to an inmate uniform. He didn't say anything. He just sat there while his attorney argued on his behalf, and he did enter that not guilty plea.
And talk us a little bit through, what was the energy like in that room today?
It was really tense. You know, in fact, it was standing room only. All the seats there were packed, and it was filled with most of her family and her friends and supporters who really just want to be there for Sonia's family.
Yeah, I bet. And boy,
yeah,
the crowd, you said, cheered?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Lavanya. Yeah. Yeah. Facts. Because she was black, and cops have gotten away with this crap for decades. Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said mental health PTSD. Yeah, facts. If you guys ever want, if anybody, I want you guys, this is one of the reasons why I do this content, so people can have this kind of stuff as a reference. If anybody tries to say that this stuff doesn't happen, send them the laws playlist. I'm going to start, like, I'm going to, once I get my schedule together, like I said, I'm going to start, you know what I'm saying, getting back militant with the uploads again. But send them the laws playlist and tell them to watch the entire laws playlist. Send them the All Lives Matter terrorist playlist and tell them to watch the All Lives Matter terrorist playlist. Way too many videos, way too much content on all of those channels or on all of those playlists that you don't hear about in the mainstream media. But this kind of stuff literally happens all the time. Democrats don't talk about it. until it's time for an election. Republicans don't talk about it at all. You know what I'm saying?
And when he said you're going to be held?
Yes, you know, once the judge made his decision and his determination in keeping Grayson behind bars pending his trial, the crowd did begin to cheer a little bit, but that was quickly stopped by the judge, and he told them to be quiet.
So what happens next?
He'll be back in court on August 26th. It will be a pretrial hearing.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And we don't know, just so you know, what jail he's at this point. They're not releasing his location for fear of his safety and for others. We do know he's scheduled to be back in court again, August 26th.
Now they're making sure that they protect him. They're making sure that they protect him. Shout out to Tory, and they're doing the whole Operation Protect the White Boy thing. Which is interesting because in this situation, what you're seeing is that he's clearly getting more protection than his victim. Right?
Yes, thank you, Julia. The body camera video from the night of the shooting will be publicly released on Monday. Be sure to stay with News Channel 20 on air and online for the latest on this story.
Well, State Senator Doris Turner issued a statement about the charges brought against Grayson, saying in part, quote, "The actions taken by this officer were unjustified and reprehensible. Incidents like this erode public trust and those who are called to protect the community. This should never have happened," end quote.
And we're also learning new details about Sonia Massey. She was born in 1988 in San Diego, California. She attended church at 2nd Timothy Baptist Church. According to her obituary, she was a devoted mother. She loved to do hair and spend time with her family. She retired at J&J Gaming. And we now have new details about Grayson's work history. Since beginning his law enforcement career in 2020, he has worked at 6 different departments. He's
always the same story. Why did this guy work at 6 different departments? It's literally always the same story. It's always the same story. Anytime we hear about one of these cases, we can literally profile these people. We can literally profile these people as soon as we hear about these stories. Shout out to Unsunken One. If y'all agree with Unsunken One, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Unsunken One said the reporter looks like her parents are siblings. Yeah, she do. Facts. Shout out to DSB. DSB said, when I look at that cop, I see race soldier. Yeah, facts. Absolutely. Absolutely looks like a stereotypical race soldier. Facts. Shout out to my man Crew Reality. What's good with you, bro? Yeah, absolutely. You already know, bro. I talked about this briefly on the members only live stream yesterday, but we getting into it today. I found 2 15-minute videos on this, so we gonna, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna see exactly what's going on with this, because this was ridiculous. And honestly, there should be more coverage about this. More people should be talking about this. You know what I'm saying?
Details about Grayson's work history. Since beginning his law enforcement career in 2020, he has worked at 6 different departments. He started out with Pawnee Police, then moved to Kincaid, followed by Burden and Auburn Police Departments. He started working at Logan County Sheriff's Department in May of 2022. He was hired by Sangamon County 1 year later.
Well, Grayson is charged.
Now, why did he move around so much? What went on there? How did homeboy move around so much? Why did he move around so much?
Counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. News Channel 20's Carson Gordy was in the courtroom today as the state's attorney laid out the case against the former deputy.
All the details in the charging document come from the body cam footage from that night on July 6th at Sonia Massey's home. Grayson arrived on scene with another Sangamon County deputy whose name has not been released yet. The video is from the other deputy's camera, not Grayson's, because his camera was not on. He turned it on after he fired those fatal shots at Sonia Massey. The documents say Grayson shot Massey even though she had her hands in the air, apologizing to the deputies. According to an expert in the field of use of force, Grayson was not justified in his use of deadly force. He likened the scenario to an officer intentionally and unnecessarily putting himself in front of a moving vehicle and justifying.
Hey, I'm glad they showed the stereotypical Black Lives Matter, remember? Y'all see the Did y'all see the stereotypical Black Lives Matter person? Look.
On. He turned it on after he fired those fatal shots at Sonia Massey. The documents say Grayson shot Massey even though she had her hands in the air, apologizing to the deputies. According to an expert in the field of use of force, Grayson...
That's stereotypical. Look, that's the stereotypical Black Lives Matter person. Yeah, I gotta agree. Shout out to Master Wagnus. Master Wagnus says he used the game. He just wanting for the people to forget, waiting for the people to forget. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, 6 different PD with no promotion. Yeah, that's how they do. Now, this dude probably has a horrible track record at each of these places, probably got counseled multiple times, and the chief or his supervisor who was doing the counseling didn't make a formal record of it or didn't take down a formal complaint in order to be able to discharge him from the police department, but not stop him from being able to be hireable at another police officer or a police office. And isn't there allegedly supposed to be some type of log that these police officers are on where they can lose their quote unquote license, or where, you know, they get on this registry if they have a problematic history? Somehow police officers never end up on it. Somebody make it make sense.
Was not justified in his use of deadly force. He likened the scenario to an officer intentionally and unnecessarily putting himself in front of a moving vehicle, then justifying the use of force because he was afraid of being struck. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thanks, Carson. The documents say Grayson fired his service weapon 3 times, hitting Massey in the face 1 time. She was pronounced dead at a local hospital.
And Mayor Misty Butcher said in response to Sonia Massey's death in a message this afternoon.
Why did he feel the need to shoot 3 times? Where was the evidence that this dude was threatened at? Let me guess, he was scared for his life. What was he scared about? What was he scared about? What was scaring him so much?
Quote, "This senseless loss of life breaks my heart, and as a community, we stand together in mourning," end quote. All the statements we shared today and more will be up on our website in full. And the governor responding to Sonia Massey's death during an event today.
But I just, the tragedy of this is heartbreaking. And I feel for not just the families and the family of the victim, but also the families of Sangamon County, and then all people of color who have had to endure these kinds of circumstances and to witness them, because it affects everyone.
He also says that he believes that the state's attorney in Sangamon County acted appropriately.
The funeral for Sonia Massey will be held tomorrow. It will be at Ruby Funeral Home. Visitation starts at 9 in the morning, followed by the service, which will start at 10. Additionally, the family's attorney, Ben Crump, will be in attendance. We just learned that.
And you can stay up to date or read our past stories on the death of Sonia Massey over on our website. Just go to newschannel20.com to find any of the stories and click on the Sonia Massey topic.
Good evening, and thanks for sticking up late with us. I'm Dawn Sterling. We continue our coverage now into the investigation following the death of Sonia Massey. Now, the former deputy being charged in her death has pled not guilty. John Grayson, who you see here, entered his plea in court today. He's facing 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. And Sean Grayson will be held in jail until his trial after Sangamon County prosecutors argued he's a risk to the community. News Channel 20's Carson Gordy joins us with an update. Carson?
In a standing room only courtroom, prosecutors argued why former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson was unjustified in shooting and killing Sonia Massey. Tonight, we've obtained the dispatch call from the night Massey was shot and killed.
So now we're about to listen to the dispatch call. In fact, I got to agree with Unsunken One. Old boy needs to get put away. He needs to get punished and put on public display. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lewis. Lewis said, "That is one thing I never understood. Him and people like him get out here and be brutal, gory, and outright literal demon time beings, but want protection at the same time." Like what? Exactly. Shout out to Master Wagnus. Master Wagnus said, even making 6 YouTube channels is odd. So what was Buddy doing? Bro, I got more than 6 YouTube channels, so I can't even comment on that one. And I got to agree with Cameron. She was guilty of being black. Facts. Now, we don't want to bring race into it now.
Yeah, you can start 2868 Hoover, 2868 Hoover. Units on scene are 1078, shots fired.
Earlier that morning, Sean Grayson and an unnamed Sangamon County deputy responded to a 911 call from Sonia Massey, who called the police after concerns of a prowler. The deputies entered the home. The charging documents say Grayson...
Look, I want y'all to look at this dude real quick. If you ever look up the dictionary definition of the word cretin, he looks like the person that they should have in there for an example of it. This is an actual cretin.
Correction, 2868 Hoover, 2868 Hoover. Units on scene are 1078, shots fired.
Earlier that morning, Sean Grayson...
Like, he's literally the epitome of that person that's like, duh. think this is the house right here. Duh, 6'4".
And an unnamed Sangamon County deputy responded to a 911 call from Sonia Massey, who called the police after concerns of a prowler. The deputies entered the home. The charging documents say Grayson made a comment about a pot on the stove. Massey set the pot of water down on the counter. Documents say that despite distance and relative cover, Grayson pulled his handgun and threatened to shoot Massey in the face. She then put her hands in the air and said, "I'm sorry," while ducking for cover behind a counter. Grayson got closer and continued to yell at Massey to put the pot down. He then fired 3 shots, striking her once in the face.
What was the point of that? You see the report right here. Despite his distance and relative cover, defendant drew his 9mm firearm, not the less than lethal taser located on his duty vest, and threatened to shoot Miss Massey in the face. Seeing the drawn weapon, Miss Massey put her hands in the air and stated sorry while ducking for cover behind the counter that separated her and the defendant.
Say that despite distance and relative cover, Grayson pulled his handgun and threatened to shoot Massey in the face. She then put her hands in the air and said, "I'm sorry," while ducking for cover behind a counter. Grayson got closer and continued to yell at Massey to put the pot down. He then fired 3 shots, striking her once in the face.
2868 Hoover Street, county's out requesting EMS. There's shots fired, sitting at a female shot in the head.
In court Thursday, a judge denied Grayson pretrial release after arguments that he's a danger to the community. Some people in the room erupted in applause. An Illinois State Police investigation says Grayson was not justified to use deadly force. Sangamon County prosecutors say Grayson instructed the other deputy to not provide medical aid to Massey. Grayson.
Why would he do that? He wanted her to not be alive, which is the situation, is unfortunately how the situation ended up playing out. He wanted her to not be alive, more than likely, so that there was no witness, so that they could just write down whatever that they wanted to write down for the report, and he could just get away with doing whatever he wanted to. Yeah, facts. Sandra Bland, facts, Master of Wagness. Yep, this cop was clearly corrupt, and the fact that he was just so bold, he was so bold as to try to get his partner to just go ahead and, not do anything, not provide any CPR, not provide any medical care, not provide any life-saving measures. You know what I'm saying? This dude was a whole piece of crap. And I'm not trying to be funny, but the fact that he was so bold, this right here, doing stuff like this is the reason why this dude went through all them different departments and had all them different jobs, because of stuff like this. Yeah, and absolutely, Master of Wagness, they sugar and sweeten the vocabulary when it's convenient. Facts. Real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment and smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. You guys know what it is. If they yellow $ the video until they green $ it, it'll be on members only. As soon as they green $ it, it'll be right back on public for everybody to watch on the replay. Just so y'all know. Y'all know, but got to remind everybody just in case new people watching or whatever.
An Illinois State Police investigation says Grayson was not justified to use deadly force. Sangamon County prosecutors say Grayson instructed the other deputy to not provide medical aid to Massey. Grayson's lawyer argued that he is not a flight risk and that complications from colon cancer puts his safety at risk while in jail. He faces 5 criminal counts, including 3 counts of first-degree murder. He faces life in prison if convicted. Grayson's body camera was not on during the shooting. It was turned on after. Footage was caught on the other deputy's camera. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
August 26th. And audio from the Sangamon County Dispatch states a contradiction from Sonia Massey's official cause of death. A criminal investigation states Massey was shot in the face by Sean Grayson. Here is audio from after that shooting.
So listen to this. Listen to this. The death report shows that Massey was shot in the face, and that was the cause of death. Looks like the dispatch audio says something different. So he was sitting up there lying on the dispatch audio. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I'm self-inflicted. Feel now. Bobby County's update. I didn't. Self-infliction. Okay, thank you.
He said self-infliction. Did y'all hear that? This clown said self-infliction.
Asian State's Massey was shot in the face by Sean Grayson. Here is audio from after that shooting.
Just confirm self-inflicted. Two on out. Happy County's update. I didn't. Self-inflicted. Okay, thank you.
We asked Sangamon County if they knew who contacted dispatch and told them the gunshots were self-inflicted. An official told Channel 20 he was not aware of the audio or who would have made that claim.
So how'd the audio get there then? How did this? Man, listen.
The body camera video from the night actually publicly released on Monday. Be sure to stay with News Channel 20 on air and online for the latest on this story. Mayor Misty Buscher said in a response to Sonya Massey's death in a message this afternoon, "This senseless loss of life breaks my heart. And as a community, we stand together in mourning," end quote.
We don't stand together in any of these mornings as a community. We don't stand together with anything in anything with any of these mornings, because the things that we ask to get put in place constantly to be able to create some type of consequence for people doing this kind of thing are never answered. Anytime this kind of thing happens, the population at large, the public, the police department, people from other countries, you know what I'm saying? They all get together and try to say that somehow, you know what I'm saying, these things are constantly our fault. We stand alone when it comes to these type of things. The same way Miss Massey unfortunately died alone, we stand alone when it comes to these type of things. If you stand with the community when this kind of stuff happens, then as a community, you together put together some type of consequences or some type of system to reduce the occurrence of this stuff happening. But literally, this happens at an increasing frequency all the damn time, with no reinforcement from the community or no reinforcement from the government. Who's standing with anybody during this besides Ben Crump? And the only reason he's standing there is because he got a paycheck. Who's standing with anybody during any of this? They need to stop with these fake statements. This is a senseless loss of life. It breaks my heart. And as a community, we stand together in this morning. What are you going to do to punish the people that did it? And what are you going to do to deter other people who might think that they're going to get the bright idea and stop them from doing it in the future? Nothing. They're not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? We have to do that. These people benefit from harming us in this way. Why would you stop doing something that benefits you? If we don't benefit from being harmed, we have to stop these people from harming us. We're not going to get any help from anybody else because everybody benefits off of this. You know what I'm saying?
All the statements we shared today and more will be on our website in full. And the city of Springfield releasing a notice to the community now in the wake of the shooting. They want to tell the community.
So they're going to put increased police presence around the city after the police is the one that offed this lady. That's really going to make the community feel safe. This is what I'm saying. They don't stand in solidarity with anybody. So you're going to put more people who are associated with the person who is under scrutiny and is the alleged leader. You're going to put more people like that in the neighborhood to what? Make the people feel safe? How they going to feel safe? How they going to feel safe?
How proud they are for expressing their right to share their voices in a peaceful manner. They add there will be an increased police presence around the city to ensure the community's safety as they continue to mourn. The city asks you continue your support for the Massey family. And the funeral for Sonya Massey will be held tomorrow. It will be at Ruby Funeral Home. Visitation will start at 9 in the morning, followed by a service at 10.
All right, so there's that. All right, and so we're going to just take a quick look at this other video from this other news agency and see if they got anything. Let me see something real quick. See if they got anything new in here. Let me see something. Give me a second. You know what? Actually, I think no, this might be different. I think this is like a compilation video. I think this is a compilation video, and some of these clips we've seen, and some of them we haven't seen yet. Yeah, shout out to Daughter of the Most High. How many of you all have watched the videos from the series called The Laws? If y'all haven't watched The Laws, make sure y'all go and watch all them videos that's in The Laws. Literally, we got all the responses, all the same, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Always all the same, all the time.
Breaking news.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Breaking news tonight. The family of a Springfield woman killed in a deputy-involved shooting watched the body camera video. Thank you for joining us. I'm EP3. Today, Sonya Massey's family saw the video from the July 6th shooting. Tonight, we're bringing you team coverage as the family and...
I bet you her family was just disgusted and just heartbroken when they saw that. And angry, probably. You know what I'm saying?
The public react to the situation. First, we are checking in with Fox Illinois' Carolina Hassett, who has been out at a rally to support her family all afternoon. Carolina?
That's right. We heard that Sonya Massey's family will be reviewing that body cam footage, but will not be talking to the public about it today. Now, over 100 people were outside the NAACP building today in Springfield in support of Sonya's family. Protesters led each other in chants and songs, and some speakers included Sunshine Clemens, the co-president of Black Lives Matter.
There's absolutely no reason that someone should be going through a mental health crisis, call the police, and the end result be their life. They're in the grave now. They should be able to go through the justice.
See, this is the thing, though. More people need to make people aware that a lot of times police officers do not do mental health calls well. There's a whole series in the New York Times about how most cases when police officers answer mental health calls, there's always a bad outcome, especially when it's Black people. Listen, if you're having a mental health issue, try to get some medical help there. Or either takes the person to the hospital if it's safe, if you're able to do it. Calling the police, not the business, man. You call the police for a mental health issue, in many cases, you might mess around and lose your family member. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to YGLTB1. What's good with you, bro? Make sure y'all show YGLTB1 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for YGLTB1 funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
YGLTB1 says the governor's statement is BS because, quote unquote, all people of color don't deal with unjustified facts, unwarranted facts, and unarmed pews by law enforcement. Just us colored folk enduring years of these deletions. Bro, facts. If y'all agree with YGLTB1, throw some flames in the chat.
System just like anybody else. Sonya Massey was one of ours. We take care of our own.
Now, protesters said they're going to continue to protest and show their support for the family peacefully. Now, officials here at the NAACP told us that the family is going to be releasing a press release about that footage tomorrow. In Springfield, I'm Carolina Hassett. Back to you.
Thank you, Carolina. Since the shooting, Massey's family has also retained national civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who represented the family of George Floyd. In a statement, Crump joined the calls for the video to be released and said in part, quote, "It is extremely hard to imagine how a woman who calls the police out of fear of an intruder ends up shot in the head by the police at her own home," end quote. And more demonstrations started earlier today.
Why? We already know the answer, but we got to keep asking the question. Why did he shoot her in the head? Why did he fire 3 times? None of that makes sense.
Outside of the NAACP building, Fox Illinois' Julia Rosier joins us now. She joins us from the scene. Julia? And we will be hearing from Julia in just a little bit, but Massey's family and the community have been demanding answers since her death.
They couldn't get that they couldn't get the call switched over. You know what I'm saying?
At least 3 protests have been held outside of the Sangamon County building in downtown Springfield. According to protesters, Massey had been the one to call police about the prowler in the first place. However, this has not been confirmed by authorities. And Fox Illinois' Carson Gordy joins us live now with more details. Carson?
To confirm, a deputy has been charged in the shooting of Sonia Massey. Went over to the circuit clerk, and they told me they did not have any records and charges filed after they did a search. I went over to the state's attorney's office and was told by the state's attorney that I couldn't have at this time. Earlier, I just got off the phone with a Sangamon County official.
Now, I want y'all to go back and listen to what he just said. Why are they playing these games with these records? Like, do y'all see all of the shade that's being involved in this situation? If you guys see the shade, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't see the shade, then give me a thumbs down. Look at all the shade that's involved in this. They're not releasing records. Charges hadn't even been filed yet. What's going on?
A deputy has been charged in the shooting of Sonia Massey. Went over to the circuit clerk, and they told me they did not have any records and charges filed after they did a search. I went over to the state's attorney's office and was told by the state's attorney that I couldn't have at this time. Earlier, I just got off the phone with a Sangamon County official. He told me that a meeting is wrapping up. And after the meeting is done, then they'd be able to send me an update on the investigation. When I asked him about the timeline, he said soon. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thank you, Carson. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates on the investigation and the demonstrations as they develop.
Fox Illinois, this is breaking news.
Continuing our breaking news, we have just received new information coming in about the deputy accused of shooting and killing 36-year-old Sonia Massey. Here is Fox Illinois' Carson Gordy with what we have just learned. Carson?
This is brand new information from the Sangamon County officials. 2 deputies made contact with the caller, Sonia Massey, at her home. And during the interaction inside her home, Deputy Sean Grayson fired his gun and killed her. The body cam footage does not the press release says that the body cam footage does not support the finding that Grayson was justified to shoot her. Grayson has now been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. His first court date will be tomorrow. And the press release says that the county will try to keep Grayson in jail and deny him pretrial release. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thank you, Carson. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates on the investigation and the demonstrations as they become available. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're learning more about the shooting death of Sonia Massey. Former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson is now facing charges in connection to the shooting. Grayson now faces 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and misconduct. The family of Sonia Massey retained famed civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Crump responded to the indictment of Sean Grayson in a statement, saying in part, quote, "Today marks an important milestone in the pursuit of justice for Sonia Massey's family. While nothing can undo the heinous actions of this officer, we hope the scales of hope will continue to hold him accountable, and we will demand transparency at every step," end quote. And Sean Grayson is currently in the Sangamon County Jail tonight, but as a murder suspect and not a sheriff's deputy. Fox Illinois' Carson Gordy joins us live in Springfield with what we have learned this evening. Carson?
After law enforcement reviewed body cam footage, they say there was not a justification for Grayson to shoot and kill Sonia Massey. We dug into Sean Grayson's history. The former Sangamon County deputy fired and is facing charges of first-degree murder for the shooting death of Sonia Massey. The 36-year-old was killed after calling the police to her home. 30 years old, Grayson does have an arrest record stemming from the neighboring Macoupin County.
Now, they didn't say that in the last video. They didn't give us this arrest record. All they did was gave us his work history. Now we about to run his background. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. What's good with you, bro? Better late than never. You know what I'm saying? Better late than never, bro. So the last video that we watched on this, only gave his work history. Now we about to learn about his criminal history, which we figured with that work history like that, something had to be wrong, right?
Police to her home. 30 years old. Grayson does have an arrest record stemming from the neighboring Macoupin County. According to online records, this includes DUIs in 2015 and 2016, both of them Class A misdemeanors, and driving on a suspended license. Being a Sangamon County sheriff was not Grayson's first job in law enforcement. GovernmentSalaries.com shows Grayson worked for the Auburn Police Department in 2021 and 2022. On July 17th, the Sangamon County State's Attorney indicted Grayson on multiple counts, including 3 charges of first-degree murder. Currently in custody, the county is looking to keep Grayson in jail throughout his trial by denying him pretrial release. He's scheduled to be in court for the first time at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Officials confirmed that the other officer who responded to Sonia Massey's call is still on paid administrative leave. I'm Carson Gordy. Back to you.
Thank you, Carson. Sheriff Jack Campbell released a statement on the indictment. He says, in part, quote, the actions taken by Deputy Grayson do not reflect the values and training of the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office or law enforcement as a whole.
False. This statement means nothing. This statement means nothing. Literally every time this stuff happens, they literally release the same cookie cutter statement. How many times have we heard this exact same statement? Right, yet they hired a drunk. How do we know he wasn't drunk when this happened? How do we know he wasn't under the influence of something when this happened? He might have been under the influence of something, and it might not have been drink. Might have been some drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Good law enforcement officers stand with our community in condemning actions that undermine the trust and safety we strive to uphold. A collection of the statements we have received will be up on our website. And now, continuing our team coverage, more than 100 people showed up outside the NAACP building in Springfield. They were there in support for Sonya Massey's family as they viewed the body camera footage. Fox Illinois' Carolina Hassett was there and has more on what officials know so far about the footage.
It was an emotional day outside the NAACP. Filled with many showing to support the family of Sonya Massey. Now, officials tell us her family did view that body camera footage and described it as shocking. They emphasized it's important to give the family time to process before it's released to the public. Over 100 people gathered to show support for the family of Sonya Massey through chants, Sonya Massey! Sonya Massey! Song, and tears.
And it should not be on the Black people who are in pain to lead this. Our mental health is suffering.
Initially, the family planned to speak to the crowd, but did not. They need time to process what they saw the night of her shooting death.
The family has expressed to us to be patient, let them process this tragedy. We're more concerned about the family than anything else. Justice will take its due course.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump's office is taking this case. One attorney with the office spoke, preparing the public for release of the video.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was shocking. And it hurts to watch.
Officials asking the public to not talk about or speculate what is on the video before it's released publicly.
We will not jeopardize this case.
Sunshine Clemens is the co-president of Black Lives Matter. She says they're fighting for the justice of Sonya Massey while coming from a place of trauma.
It is extremely damaging to the community's mental health to have to continue to go through and experience these type of situations. And there's no place for it in our community. Sonya Massey should be here with us. Unfortunately, she is not.
Now, officials say the family is going to release a statement about that body camera footage tomorrow at 10 a.m. In studio, I'm Carolina Hassett. Back to you, Eliza.
Thank you, Carolina. Protesters said they will continue to demand justice and show support for the family peacefully.
Facts. I gotta agree. If you guys agree with Unsunken One, throw some flames in the chat. Nah, we do not forgive. Facts. Nah. That's a thing of the past. That should have never been at all.
And Fox Illinois has filed 2 Freedom of Information Act requests in the incident. We have requested both the body camera footage from the Illinois State Police and the incident report from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Department. On your screen now are the email responses that we have gotten back from both offices. Both are asking for an extension. And funeral arrangements for Sonya Massey have been announced. They will take place this Friday at Ruby Funeral Services. A visitation will be held at 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and the service following that. And be sure to follow us on our website as well as our social media pages. We will provide you the latest details as they become available. Welcome back. We're learning more about the shooting death of Sonya Massey. Former Sangamon deputy Sean Grayson is now facing charges in connection to the shooting. Grayson now faces 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and misconduct. And the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, issuing a statement in response to the announcement of the indictment of Sean Grayson. He says, in part, quote, "My heart breaks for Sonya's children, for her family and friends, and for all who knew and loved her. And I'm enraged that another innocent Black woman had her life taken from her at the hands of a police officer," end quote. And it was an emotional day outside the NAACP building. We heard that Sonya Massey's family was watching the body camera video, but will not be speaking to the public. Over 100 people were outside of the NAACP today to support Sonya's family. Protesters led each other in chants and songs. Some speakers included Sunshine Clemens, the co-president of Black Lives Matter. Clemens emphasized they are fighting for the justice of Sonya Massey while coming from a place of trauma.
is extremely damaging.
All right, so they just played that. So now they just, I don't know what they got where, I don't know where a lot of these people be getting their video editors from, but a lot of people really, they need to either, I don't know, like pay a little bit more attention when they're editing the video, or get a professional video editor if it's really that big of a deal for you. You know what I'm saying? Get a better editor if it's that big of a deal for you. So that is it, y'all. That's what them folks over there been up to, mixed with a little bit of the laws. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys thought about that. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. All right. Make sure that you guys show some love. We had 2 stream sponsors. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to my man, John Guillory. Make sure y'all show John some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for John. And shout out to my man, YGLTB1. Make sure y'all show him some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for YGLTB1. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to my man, Win Loser Rug with the buzzer beater. Y'all already know I was already about to hit the buzzer beater. Make sure y'all show Win Loser Rug some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Win Loser Rug for standing on business.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Oh, y'all killing it. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Make sure y'all show Black Free Thinker some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man, Black Free Thinker.
Silence. I ain't got no money, pie.
Get the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
I'm rich, bitch.
Turn this bitch up.
Swing the remix guard.
I'll tear this bitch up. Turn this bitch up. I will. Turn this bitch up. I will. Turn this bitch up. I'll tear this bitch up.
Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker says, good broadcast. Definitely appreciate it, bro. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Definitely appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. Super chatting.
Again!
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
I'm an old Mac from way back. One of the original players from the Himalaya.
Definitely appreciate you guys. Y'all know without y'all, it ain't no me. I definitely appreciate it. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
Walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour, got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on money, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that fake. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Action for what feature? That's like every other week. Talk behind my back. I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really in. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in the like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Hold up.